Less than 2 months are left to the prelims. In these 2 months, if you have an ideal daily schedule, your breaks are coordinated, you sleep on time, it is possible that you can change your fate with the best of hard work. If you have a bad schedule, even if you have done well before this day, even with the best of hard work, you will feel that you are wasting your days and you will not feel a progress, and that will impact your final day performance. In this video, I'm going to talk about the ideal daily schedule, what breaks you're supposed to take, how are you supposed to schedule them, when are you supposed to sleep, and everything in between. Hello and welcome to Clarity for UPSC. I'm Dr. Shivin, and let's talk about how you can unlock your peak performance in the final 2 months. Now, in the last 2 months, first understand that these are not normal times. ठीक है, ये कोई नॉर्मल टाइम नहीं चल रहा है. इस एग्जाम में बहुत और फेजेस आते हैं प्रेपरेशन के. इफ यू वर 8 months away from the prelims, I would say, these are normal times. Keep your comforts as well. आराम से काम करो and like create a nice balance. But now these are not normal times. Forget your comforts and you have to push yourself to the maximum. Now of course this does not mean कि आप बिल्कुल पागलों की तरह कोई ब्रेक ना लो, कुछ ना करो, but you have to strategize your day in such a way that you have the maximum output possible. देखते हैं वो कैसे होता है. Let's first understand what is going to happen on the day of prelims. Paper 1 is going to be from 9:30 to 11:30. Paper 2 is going to be from 2:30 to 4:30. And at this time you need to be at your peak. इस टाइम से हम एग्जैक्ट स्टडी की कोऑर्डिनेशन कर लेंगे इन द लास्ट 1 month. बिफोर दैट इट्स नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. इट एक्चुअली टेक्स 21 days for your body to understand that this is your peak study time. We'll do that, but we just have to understand कि ये दोनों पेपर अभी हमें ये समझने की ज़रूरत है कि दोनों पेपर 2 घंटे के हैं. अगर 2 घंटे के 2 पेपर हैं तो हमारी कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 2 hours लास्ट करनी चाहिए. If our concentration is going to last 2 hours on a pressure day, जिस दिन probably it is a very very important day in our lives, तो in 2 hours में if we have to concentrate, तो at home we should be able to concentrate for 2.5 hours, right? अगर घर पे हम 2.5 hours पे अपनी concentration set कर सकते हैं तो उस दिन 2 घंटे concentrate करने में हमें कोई problem नहीं होगी. Okay, now when we normally do our scheduling, what do we do? हम क्या सोचते हैं कि यार सुबह उठेंगे, इतने बजे पढ़ना स्टार्ट करेंगे, इस टाइम से इस टाइम तक पढ़ेंगे, फिर थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेंगे, फिर इस टाइम से इस टाइम तक पढ़ेंगे, फिर थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेंगे. शेड्यूलिंग ऐसे ही होती है. दिस इज हाउ इट्स गोइंग टू हैपन, बट देयर आर सम प्रॉब्लम्स. फर्स्ट, we don't account for sleep. We start for our scheduling from the top of the day, not from the bottom of the last day. हम सीधा शुरू से स्टार्ट करते हैं from the top of our day. Second, we do not coordinate our breaks with our study schedule. हमें बस ये पता है हमें ब्रेक लेना है, ब्रेक में क्या करना है और ब्रेक कब लेना है, what is a long break and what is a short break, ये हमें नहीं पता. Third, we assume that similar productivity is going to be throughout the day. सुबह 9 से 12 में जो मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ वही मैं रात को 9 से 12 में पढ़ सकता हूँ. This is what we assume, but that's not what happens. As the day goes on, our productivity declines. तो हमें इस चीज़ को भी अकाउंट करना है. Now, first thing, we have to account for sleep. देखो, we have to schedule our sleep properly. So we have to fix a time for sleep. Body में the way the sleep works is that we have a sleep cycle and hormones in the body that regulate the sleep cycle. If you sleep at the same time every day, your body understands that and it will be easier for you to fall asleep at that time. If you sleep at a different time every day, your body will not understand that और आपको नींद आने में भी प्रॉब्लम होगी. So my recommendation is you fix a time for sleep. For me it is 12 midnight. You can pick any that you want. Second, before sleeping you need a digital or a work detox for 1 hour. Before you sleep you need a digital and work detox. What does that exactly mean? इस बारे में मैं अभी आपको बात बताऊंगा. Then please remember, sleep पे compromise करना is never a good idea because your entire next day depends on it. कभी कभी हमें लगता है कि आज के दिन की पढ़ाई पूरी नहीं हुई तो चलो मैं थोड़ा 1 घंटा लेट सो जाता हूँ, बट entire next day depends on how sleep goes tonight. So never compromise on sleep to finish one day's target. Think about the next day as well. Second thing, you need to coordinate your breaks. चलो, लेट्स अज्यूम दैट यू हैव टू टेक अ ब्रेक व्हाइल यू आर रनिंग अ मैराथन। ठीक है, तो इस ब्रेक में आप क्या करना चाहोगे? वुड यू लाइक टू डू सम जॉगिंग, वुड यू लाइक टू डू सम वॉकिंग, और वुड यू लाइक टू जस्ट लाई डाउन ऑन द बेड एंड ड्रिंक सम वाटर? ऑफ कोर्स यू वुड वांट द थर्ड ऑप्शन। सेम चीज है जब हम पढ़ाई करते हैं। अब if we are studying for long hours, right, a long hours study throughout the day is like a marathon for your brain. So a break must be something that frees your mind, and more importantly it should rest your eyes. तो हमारा ब्रेक कुछ ऐसी चीज होनी चाहिए जिसमें हमारी आईज को रेस्ट मिले और माइंड को फ्रीडम मिले फ्रॉम स्ट्रेस, फ्रॉम स्टडिंग। तो व्हाट इज अ गुड ब्रेक? लाइंग डाउन, टेकिंग अ नैप, walking, talking to a non UPSC friend about anything other than the exam. This is a good break. What are you not supposed to do in a break? Netflix or YouTube, TV, reading a book, discussing about UPSC, anything that gives you any sort of mental strain or eye strain, right? अब of course आई एम नॉट अ सेंट, और मैं ये भी नहीं कह रहा कि आप बाबा बन जाओ और आप पूरे दिन में ये सब ना करो। ये तो पॉसिबल नहीं है कि आप बिल्कुल ही नेटफ्लिक्स नहीं देखोगे, यूट्यूब नहीं देखोगे, कुछ भी नहीं करोगे, ये तो पॉसिबल नहीं है। इवन नाउ यू आर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो वाइल टेकिंग अ ब्रेक, राइट? तो ये तो होगा ही, बट हाउ डू वी इंश्योर कि ये जो आप करो ऐसा कुछ नेटफ्लिक्स या यूट्यूब या रीडिंग अ बुक, इफ यू डू ऑल ऑफ दिस, वो बिल्कुल कोऑर्डिनेटेड हो विद योर स्टडी टाइम? इस बारे में भी हम अभी बात करेंगे। ओके, thirdly, you have to realize that productivity goes down as your day passes. मॉर्निंग में आप जो प्रोडक्टिव हो वो बहुत ज़्यादा हो, तो you have to do the toughest tasks in the morning. This is what is called eat your frogs first, right? Do the tough job first. Then there is the afternoon where you could do something slightly easier, and then you go towards the night or the evening when you can go for videos and passive learning. हमें concentration 2.5 hours की ही रखनी है, वो हमने बताया था क्यों, but the task can be made easier progressively as the day passes. Okay, now what does an ideal schedule look like? The first component of an ideal schedule is that you sleep on time. Okay, and you have to fix this time so that your body would get used to it. For me, this time used to be 12 midnight. Now, you have to plan the next day the night before. If you start to plan in the morning, you will waste your entire day. ये प्रिंसिपल बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। आपने बहुत बार देखा होगा कि हम सुबह उठते हैं, प्लानिंग करना स्टार्ट करते हैं कि यार आज मैं ये पढ़ूंगा, ये सारी चीज़ें कर लूँगा, उसमें ही हमारा 1-2 घंटे सुबह सुबह चला जाता है, एंड देन द एंटायर डे गेट्स वेस्टेड। सो यू हैव टू प्लान द नाइट बिफोर। अगर आप प्लान नहीं कर रहे हो द नाइट बिफोर, यू आर सेटिंग योर सेल्फ अप फॉर फेलियर। द थर्ड थिंग, you have to do deep work immediately after waking up. Immediately after waking up, as soon as possible, you have to start working or studying. आपने ये देखा होगा that if you begin your day well, the rest of your day also goes well. आपने बहुत बार देखा होगा कि अगर सुबह के टाइम पे या तो आप प्लानिंग में टाइम लगा दो या सुबह आपकी पढ़ाई ना हो, मान लो टिल 12-1 बजे तक आपकी अगर एक दिन पढ़ाई ना हो, तो लगता है यार आज का दिन तो वेस्ट हो गया। दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन फिनोमेना, सो यू हैव टू बिगिन वेल। एंड ये बिगिनिंग वेल किस पे डिपेंडेंट है? इट्स डिपेंडेंट ऑन योर स्लीप, सो नेवर कॉम्प्रोमाइज द स्लीप द डे बिफोर। फोर्थ थिंग ऑफ एन आइडियल शेड्यूल, 70-80% ही आपके टारगेट्स मीट होंगे आजकल, इससे कम भी नहीं होने चाहिए, इससे ज़्यादा भी नहीं होने चाहिए। दिस इज आइडियल, so if you're missing out on targets every day 10, 20%, 30%, it's fine. Don't overstretch yourself on that day, because the next day is also equally important, probably more important. Then never compromise on sleep to study. ठीक है, स्टडी के लिए never compromise on sleep. Now let me tell you what my schedule used to look like before the prelims that helped me clear prelims every time with ease. I would sleep at 12 and give myself 8 hours of sleep. मैं आपको एक इंटरेस्टिंग सी बात बताता हूँ यहाँ पे कि जब मेमोरी कंसोलिडेशन होती है, मेमोरी कंसोलिडेशन इज हैपनिंग इन द बॉडी बेसिकली व्हेन न्यूरॉन्स आर फॉर्मिंग न्यू कनेक्शंस, राइट? इस मेमोरी कंसोलिडेशन एंड न्यूरॉन कनेक्शन के लिए स्लीप इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो यू रीड ड्यूरिंग द डे बट यू रिमेंबर व्हाइल यू स्लीप. I am repeating it. You read during the day, but you remember while you sleep. So do not compromise on your sleep. Let's say I used to wake up at 8 a.m., right? This was not, of course, fixed. Kabhi 8:30, kabhi 7:30, etc. For waking up now, let me recommend an app to you. It's called Sleep Cycle. It tracks your sleep during the night, and it will wake you up, or it will make your alarm go off only when you are in the light phase of your sleep. So you wake up feeling fresh. आप इस ऐप को ट्राई करके देखना. It's called Sleep Cycle. So I used to set an alarm on Sleep Cycle, and it will not give you an exact time to wake up, but a range. So my range to wake up was always 8 to 8:30. मान लो मैं 8 बजे उठ गया हूँ, तो by 8:30 I have to start studying. कुछ भी हो जाए, this is the most crucial part of the day. 8 बजे उठ के by 8:30 you start studying. If you start studying by 8:30, your rest of the day will go well no matter what you do. उसके बाद आप कितना भी खराब कर लो, आपका पूरा दिन बहुत बढ़िया जाने वाला है. So this time, when you spend this time, इस time पे you brush your teeth, you get fresh, eat something small, light, not that heavy, right? Maybe coffee or just a sandwich. But by 8:30 you have to start studying. 30 minutes after you wake up, it has to be deep work. You have to be focused. 2.5 घंटे का टाइम ही लगाएंगे हम. So from 8:30 to 11, this is your first session of study. If you do this well, your 90% of the job is done. Let's say now it's 11 and आपने 2.5 घंटे का टाइम लगा लिया है and you've studied 2.5 hours. Now, of course, you deserve a small break. This small break is actually between two studying sessions. So हमें क्या याद रखना है, that in this small break you do not put your strain on the mind. Here you don't go for YouTube. Here you do not go for Netflix. Here you do not go for talking to a UPSC friend. Here you don't read a book. Here what do? You lie down. You take a small nap. You take a walk. You just close your eyes, right? Take half an hour and do that, right? Then do a second session. Again, deep focus. You could use this time to also take a shower. That would be the best thing that you could do in this small break, right? A shower and some breakfast. Then this is what I did. So then from 11:30 to 2, you do your second session. Second session also deep focus. You have to study very hard here. Here you can take some tough topics. Okay, थोड़े से tough topics, as the first part of the day has to be the toughest. Session 1 has to be the toughest. Session 2 also can have relatively tough topics for you, right? यहाँ पे भी you need to do deep focus. Now you have already done 5 hours in a day, so you deserve a long break. इसके बाद आपकी body थक चुकी होगी. In this long break, you sleep, you have lunch, you watch YouTube, but YouTube should be at the starting of the long break. अगर 2 से 4 let's say आपका long break है, तो 2 से 3 में you can watch YouTube, not between 3 and 4. In 3 and 4 again, you do something that relieves your mind of strain and rests your eyes. So you take a 2-hour long break. आपका day का first part complete हो गया है. Divide your day into 2 parts. So before the second part starts, you get a long break where you are allowed to watch YouTube, allowed to do whatever you want. Now, 2 to 4 is your long break. Then again you start at 4. From 4 to 6:30, again 2.5 hours, session 3. But this has to be slightly easier. Okay, थोड़ा सा आप level कम कर दो. You can do passive learning, you can watch some videos, all of that. Okay, यहाँ पे आप कम कर दो अपनी learning का intensity, but not the time, because your body needs to get used to sitting for 2.5 hours, right? Then again take a short break. Short break now will be 1 hour, because आप already दिन में 7.5 घंटे लगा चुके हो. So अब expect करना कि आप आधे घंटे में फिर से बैठ जाओगे is not going to happen. So you deserve a short break. You take a short break. But this short break is again between 2 studying sessions. तो in short break में हम क्या करेंगे? Nothing like YouTube or Netflix. But what we will do is we will lie down, we'll take a walk. This is the best time to do some physical activity between 6:30 and 7:30 in the evening. Then again you start at 7:30 and you go till 10. This is the 4th session. Here you can do the easiest thing, or you could do some revision of what you have read the same day. जो आपने उसी दिन पढ़ा है, उसी को आप you can revise here. So this is your 4th session. This means you would be putting in 10 hours daily, and this would be more than enough for you to get peak performance, right? Over time हमने क्या सीखा? हम अपने sessions में we will reduce the intensity of study and we will coordinate our breaks. Now, if you are stopping at 10, अगर आज का टारगेट पूरा नहीं हुआ है, still stop at 10. Why? Because you have to sleep at 12. Sleeping at 12 depends on stopping at 10, and sleeping at 12 will determine your next day. If you sleep at 12, you will get a good next day, otherwise you won't. Now, so an ideal day looks like 10 hours, all sessions of 2.5 hours, and well coordinated breaks. But not all days are going to be ideal. बैड डेज पे क्या करना है, एंड मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ये जो बैड डेज है ना, इसी से आपका प्रीलिम्स डिसाइड होने वाला है. तो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू ऑन अ बैड डे? You just need to perform at 50% of all of this. Bad days could be once or twice a week, and this is normal. Once or twice a week you could perform at 50%, right? So you wake up without an alarm. कभी कभी क्या होता है, रात को हमें लगता है यार कि आज तो बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ाई हो गई, कल ना कर नहीं पाऊंगा मैं. So you wake up without an alarm. अलार्म मत लगाओ. Sleep for as long as you want. 11 बजे उठो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, right? Still sit for the same time. Still try and sit for 2.5 hours, but make your tasks easier. Just watch videos that day, right? पूरे दिन वीडियो देखो, पूरे दिन पैसिव लर्निंग करो, maybe do CSAT, but don't let it go blank. However you perform on a bad day will decide your fate and your future. Good days पे सब अच्छा perform करते हैं. If you are also good at doing it on a bad day, you will do well. Now on a bad day you could do videos, you could watch CSAT, you could take more breaks than normal, but please don't let it go blank. क्यों? अगर आप एक bad day को blank जाने देते हो ना, you know what happens? The next day you will feel यार अभी कल तो पढ़ाई हुई नहीं थी. The next day will also go badly. But on a bad day, if let's say you do 4 to 5 hours, you will at least be able to get back the next day. You are allowed to have 2 bad days a week, right? That's fine. But never let a day go blank from this day to the last day of prelims. Don't let days go blank. If you want breaks, you can plan them. You can take half day break, right? I would recommend a half day break on Sunday where you do session 1 and session 2, but you skip session 3 and session 4. But it should be planned. The break should be planned. If you are feeling like यार bad day जा रहा है, पढ़ा नहीं जा रहा, try and sit for the same time, make your task easier. But if you take an unplanned break now, it will waste 2 days, and more importantly it will make you feel very bad. तो इस चीज़ का बहुत ध्यान रखना है. Okay, now last thing, before you sleep, 10 o'clock your fourth session is ending and you're sleeping at 12, right? तो क्या करना है इस 10 to 12 में? एक तो you're supposed to plan your next day ताकि next day ठीक जाए, and you're supposed to stop at 10 p.m. Second, and the most difficult thing to do, which I want you to do from 11 to 12, is to forget about the exam for 1 hour. देखो यार, हम पूरे दिन एग्जाम के बारे में सोचते हैं, जब हम ब्रेक लेते हैं, जब हम नेटफ्लिक्स देखते हैं, जब हम यूट्यूब देखते हैं, अभी भी आपके दिमाग में यही चल रहा है कि यार मुझे आज क्या पढ़ना है, नेक्स्ट टॉपिक क्या पढ़ना है, एक्सेट्रा, है ना? Your mind gets overstretched and over tense because you think about the exam all the time. So at least for 1 hour in a day, let's say from 11 to 12, consciously tell your mind कि हाँ, I will not think about the exam after you've planned for the next day. My solution to this was to talk to my parents. You could talk to a friend, a confidant, a relative, a sibling, whatever you want, but somebody outside of this exam, and try and get a detox for at least 1 hour, and the mental detox where you're not thinking about it. Again, मुझे कोई खुशी नहीं होगी कि आप एग्जाम के बारे में ना सोचो, but this is very important for the next day. Okay? Alright. Now we've come to the end of this video. Today's focus reward that I haven't given in a long time is just a story about why I didn't upload any videos the last week. So the entire last week I was really sick. I had viral fever, and my fever was about 101 to 102 in the initial days, and it still took a lot of days to recover. Now as you know, I am still teaching that course on science and tech and environment, और बहुत बार पूरे last week में मेरा मन किया कि I should stop and I should just take a break for 3 to 4 days, recover properly. You know how bad a viral fever is. वो जाता नहीं है, आपकी body, you know, it keeps paining and there's body aches, etc. But I did not miss a class I just missed a class on 1 day. Other than that 1 day, I did not miss a single class. What that told me is, and what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not blowing my trumpet, मैं अपनी तारीफ नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I'm just telling you that even on bad days, you have to show consistency. If you can show consistency on bad days, that is what determines your performance. अब I'm fine, अब तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है मुझे क्लास लेने में, तो मैंने घर से क्लास ली. I did not go to the studio. I took a class from home on my iPad, but still I kept doing it. ये कंसिस्टेंसी बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. दिस कंसिस्टेंसी इज what's going to make or break you. In the focus reward for today, write in the comments, I am going to be consistent. I am going to be consistent, especially on bad days. And tell yourself this, even on bad days you are going to be consistent. Write this in the comments. This is your focus reward for today. I hope everything is going well. I'm sorry for being absent the entire week. I'm back here, and on this Sunday, on the upcoming Sunday, I will make the videos on IRPT 365 like I had announced on Telegram. So on 9th April, I'll make the videos. If they're done on 9th, and release them on 9th. Nahi to I'll release them on the 10th of April. Okay. All right. See you next time.